Roblox Jailbreak was created in January of 2017, and it released on April 21st of the same year. As soon as it released, it was an instant success. Hundreds of thousands of players joined the game overnight, causing the developers, Asima3089 and BadCC, to continue to release updates and new features. 6 years have passed since the creation of Jailbreak, and the average concurrent users of Jailbreak has dropped drastically, even though the developers still push out monthly updates. So why is that? Metaphorically speaking, Jailbreak is a shadow of its former self. To OG or older Jailbreak players, the game is nothing more than an echo of what it used to be. The charm that Jailbreak had in 2018 and 2019 is gone, and it's clear to many that it's never coming back. This isn't at all the community's fault, and this didn't just happen with time. As much as I respect Badimo because they create one of the most iconic games of all time, they also are destroying the potential that the game had and still has. Instead of releasing updates and features created with passion, time, and effort, Badimo spent the entirety of 2022 releasing useless features that don't enhance the gameplay at all. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a Twitter account called Jailbroken. This account perfectly highlights almost every reason that Jailbreak died and lost its charm, and how the devs can fix it. The account posts threads highlighting issues that Jailbreak faces, including suggestions on how to fix them, and has received both positive and negative interactions from the Jailbreak developers. I'm going to be talking about 4 different threads from this account, and the first is a post about Jailbreak seasons. The thread describes how to most players, seasons aren't enjoyable and are seen as homework or chores. They also describe how a majority of seasonal prizes are bad, and while I might not agree with that, the main reason I'm talking about this thread is because Asima actually replied to one of the posts under this thread, pretty much telling the account to stop trashing on community creations, but most importantly that they weren't allowed or accepted in the Jailbreak community anymore. Asima saying this is what mainly brought attention to this account, and he actually made an apology post the next day about it, which he also deleted for an unknown reason. The next thread I'm going to talk about is about Jailbreak's endgame stage. Badimo spent the majority of 2022 focusing on Jailbreak's endgame stage, but this thread discusses the issues with it and how to improve it. This thread also talks about how the refined seasons are bad, and how after grinding for only a few 1 million vehicles, there isn't much to do. It also talks about how trading, which was supposed to be a major endgame feature, ended up being ruined by trading value lists. And while I may not agree with that either, the main reason I'm talking about this specific thread is because the other Jailbreak developer, BadCC, actually responded to this thread, and his response was positive instead of negative. He said, "Let us know if you have any clever ideas, would love to provide solid endgame." If BadCC actually followed through with listening to this account's ideas, Jailbreak might actually start to appeal to more players, and its player count might rise close to what it used to be. So far, it's clear that this account provides considerably decent advice to the Jailbreak developers on how to make Jailbreak more appealing to players. Both of the Jailbreak developers responded to this account's suggestions with both positive and negative comments, but if this account gets taken seriously by the developers as a substantial form of tips, suggestions, and advice for them to work on, then we might be able to see Jailbreak alive again, as I said before. The next thread is going to be about something considerably more interesting. It's a long thread and sort of an essay about why Jailbreak has failed to retain players overall. I'm not going to go over this thread completely, but overall it gives us solid feedback to the developers on how to retain players and also why Jailbreak doesn't appeal to new players. I highly recommend reading this thread. I'll put a link to all the posts in the description if you want to check that out. But the last post I'm going to talk about in this video is just a huge thread with just straight up suggestions of what Jailbreak can add to the game. Unlike the other threads, instead of mainly talking about what Jailbreak is doing wrong, this post focuses on helping Jailbreak do something right. Again, I'll leave a link to all the threads in the description if you want to read the full post. But this thread suggests that Jailbreak adds, for example, longer missions like contracts but harder and more time consuming with good rewards. Some of the examples for this are collecting packages and delivering them to the collector, breaking prisoners out of the prison, and more. Another idea that this account had is pretty obvious, which is to add new types of gameplay for cops and criminals. Some examples are that cops can pick up gems from the jewelry store, similar to how cops can pick up items from the passenger train, and maybe arming security systems for criminals, or completing multiple robberies in a row. There's more ideas in the rest of the threads, but again, I'm not going to read the entire thing to save time, but again, the links are in the description. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just felt like talking about the current state of Jailbreak and what the developers can do to fix it. This isn't meant to be a hate video to the Jailbreak developers, so don't send hate to them. This isn't really the downfall of Roblox Jailbreak, but instead just a video to bring awareness to the fact that Jailbreak just isn't where it used to be in terms of popularity and relevance. Again, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe, notifications on. But yeah, see you guys in the next one.